Welcome back to Moonshine Performance. Today is a very exciting day. We are going to fire this thing. So, I think we've got everything in place. Last thing we need to do is bolt the flywheel up to the converter. Now, we've already had this. We've already been to this point. Already have had everything ready to go, besides like the distributor and plug wires. We didn't have plug wires at the time. We didn't have the carburetor on at the time. But everything's hooked up now. We're ready to go. We do have to rehook the radiator back up. I'll tell you why. Because we got a flywheel and it was bent, so the flywheel was going around and it would wobble a lot like that every time we hit the starter, and it was making a bad noise. That'll lead to problems down the road. And so we got a new one. Got the tranny out, and what we had to do is jack the motor up and then slide it forward on that frame rail right there. Just slide it off right here, and then pull the tranny out. And then we were able to take the flywheel off, put the new one in. We got the tranny back in, got everything pulled back, but when we pulled it forward, we had to take this and move it up there to suck it up a little bit. Now we just have to get it back on the brackets right here. So other than that, this thing's basically ready to fire. We've got power, we've got spark, we've got alcohol, we've got everything is ready to go, besides the torque converter and flywheel bolts, and that is the worst thing in the world. If you've ever done it. So we're gonna get down there, and we also have to mock up some spacers, because this right here, this motor plate is obviously it's got a thickness, it's physical, it's an object, and that takes away from the torque converter from the flywheel, so we have to put washers in there about that thick in order to make up for that. So that's what we're going to work out now. We're going to get some washers, round together, and find all the rest of our bolts, and then finish that. And I guess we're going to just go ahead and open that garage door right there to let some air in, turn the heater off, and let this baby breathe. All right, we're getting ready to put the alky in here. Check that out. Oh man, this is beautiful. So this is the kind of container that it comes in.
God's fuel.
God's fuel. You dumping her in?
Hopefully don't dump her all over.
I do it like that.
It's gonna take a while. We don't need a lot.
Oh yeah.
God's fuel.
It's coming along. We're getting stuff done here. We're adjusting the float bowls right now, because when we turn the fuel pump on, it comes out and falls into motor. So we gotta fix that. So we're getting that right now, changing some seals, and we also had a leak right here off of this fitting that we made. We don't have the right like O-ring, I guess. I think it's supposed to be nylon. We had a regular rubber O-ring on there, and that leaked, and then we put this on there, and that leaked. And so we tightened it up a little bit more and called it good for now. And that one's doing fine. So we do have fuel pressure. We got good fuel pressure. I don't remember what it was. He saw it. And then other than that, I think this thing's, I mean, figure out float bowl and probably run into a couple more problems. But we got to figure out the float bowls, get those adjusted right so we're not leaking fuel into there while it's not open. And then fire this thing up. So hopefully that's it. As you can tell, a few things have changed. So it's been a couple days since we last recorded. We ran into a few problems. Had to order a couple parts and get them put in, and we're good. Had the tranny in and out probably 3 times. And good news, one person can take this transmission out in 15 minutes. It doesn't take long at all. These are actually Moonshine's wheels on here right now. So that's what we're working with just to get this thing to roll. I mean, we're probably 10-20 minutes away from this thing getting fired up. We got to go ahead and adjust float bowl level and just run through everything and make sure everything's good. Throw some fuel in her, and we'll crank her over and see what's going on. Alright, we're going to go ahead and attempt to get this thing fired here. I'm just going to leave the camera there, that way you guys can see everything we got to go through. When we do run this, don't think that we're running it hard right when it starts, because as soon as it starts, you have to run it at 2 grand RPM. That way everything can break in, and you just got to run it at 2 grand. So don't think we're running it real hard and beating on it right away, because this motor's never been fired. So we're going to rev it up to 2 grand and hold it until it gets hopefully up to operating temperature. If it even does, we don't know. Hopefully we'll run it for a few minutes and then shut it off, let it cool down, and then we'll start playing with it and see what we can do. But I think we're going to go ahead and start this thing up. It's going.
We've been waiting for this since October.
This is coming. Brand new motor, everything's fresh. Brand new tranny. Everything. I got a fire extinguisher in here. I don't know why I would need one in here, but it's always good to be prepared. And what we're going to do is fire this thing up, and I'm going to hold her open at $2,000. He's got control if he needs to kill it. I won't be able to hear him. If he needs to kill it, he'll be able to just hit the battery shut off back there. We've got spark, we've got fuel. Hopefully timing's right. Float bulls are adjusted. I think we're good to go.
Pump it up full. Fuel pressure.
Shooting.
You ready to prime it?
Good?
We're good.
Ready?
Come on, slop. Oh, okay.
What was that?
Full rich. Good. All right. Come on, slop. A little less gas.
A little less? Freaking
Look at her out.
Oh my god!
Woo! Full rich.
Oh man!
God damn it.
Woo! Burn your eyes! We fired this thing up twice, and when you're in the cabin here, the cockpit, whatever you want to call it, you know, you're just sitting pretty, nothing's wrong. When you're out here, the fumes, oh my god. You know, it was hard for me to breathe. When we fired it up, I was in it the first time, and then he was in it the second time, and I was out here adjusting timing. And the fumes, it just burns your eyes, and you can't breathe, and you're coughing, and it's horrible, but oh man, that's America right there. That's what we live for. And so this is, I mean, we're gonna go through and run through the rockers and make sure that all those are still good and set and ready to go. And then we're going to probably fire it up again. So we'll just keep firing it. We're supposed to have really good weather Monday. It's Saturday right now. We're supposed to have real good weather Monday, so we might go ahead and fire it up Monday too. But this thing is awesome. I wonder how much alcohol we've burned.
He's rich.
I don't know. Yeah, it's running really rich. Oh, we do have the garage door open, by the way. That whole door is open when we run this thing. So don't think we're stupid. This thing, I might set the camera up in a different angle this time. Maybe something like right here. And this thing's ready. I mean, we've got a few things to touch up.
There's a dragster in here. The neighbors don't even know it's here.
I know. They had no idea. This thing's coming along.
It's going to be rowdy.
I think this was a successful rip. We didn't get it started a third time because the battery died. So I'm going to include whatever we got on video and call that good because, I mean, this thing is freaking rowdy. We did have the garage open, like I said, and this thing was, the reason I was coughing and it was so bad on the eyes is because it was running so rich. So we got to figure that out. And, well, we know what we need to do. We just got to get it. Figure that out. And then, I mean, this thing's ready. Obviously, we got to get a few Zeus fasteners. Right there in the body, if you look right there, there is a dip. That's because the Zeus fasteners aren't there. So we got to get those in there. And we have to do a few maintenance things and tie some stuff up and get ready. And we're probably gonna have to get a taller tire because this thing is, I mean, this is pretty low to the ground. So we're gonna get all those things taken care of, and we'll probably have this on a YouTube video from here until we go to the strip. But the next time you see this thing for real is when we run it. We're probably gonna go to a road somewhere out in the country and do some burnouts. That way we can make sure everything works under a load, and make sure that, you know, we don't go 3 hours away to a strip and figure out that something isn't working and we have to come back. So we're gonna go figure that out. That'll be a YouTube video as well. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.